Hi, Ray here in the garden to talk with you about stress and how that affects you physiologically, emotionally, and how this process occurs anatomically and physiologically in the body. Stress, there are two main forms of stress, at least in the body, the response that occurs. There is the short-term response, there is the prolonged response. Short-term stress, this is something we've all experienced before, where we have a threat or a perceived threat. You're about to get hit by a car, or maybe your child is about to run in front of a moving vehicle, and you respond with adrenaline and noradrenaline. These are hormones that are secreted by the adrenal glands in the short-term response. This occurs to us many times throughout our lives, but for most of us it happens in times where it's not necessary. And this is the difference between a real threat and a perceived threat. The short-term response, you get a nerve impulse that's sent from the brain down the nervous system to the adrenal glands. They're two glands that sit on top of the kidneys. They're like hats. And the nerve impulse goes right into the center of the adrenal medulla. This is the portion inside the adrenal glands that secrete the hormones epinephrine, norepinephrine, or adrenaline, noradrenaline. These are catecholamines. These hormones will increase your heart rate, they'll increase your blood pressure, they'll increase your utilization of glucose, so glycogen being converted from the liver or stored muscle mass to be used by your cells as instant energy access. So not only are you getting increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, and more glucose, you're getting your lungs are starting to dilate. The bronchioles in your lungs are dilating. This is allowing for more oxygen to be in circulation as well. You get a change in your metabolic rate, so you're able to metabolize the oxygen and the glucose more effectively. And you get a change in the flow of your blood in your body. You get more blood entering into your muscles, your peripheral centers, as opposed to your internal organs. All of these factors are ideal because it allows you to respond to stress so that you can either fight or you can flee. You get more heart rate action happening, more blood flow, so that you get more glucose, more oxygen, more nourishment to your cells so that you can defend yourself or you can run away. It's simple, it's basic, yet in our modern hectic lifestyles, many of us are triggering this response without the actual need for all this excess energy, this excess glucose. And the consequences are many. You get more blood into your from your internal organs out to your muscles. This impedes digestion. So many people are experiencing low hydrochloric acid production, therefore poor assimilation of nutrients, more bloating, more gas, more fermentation, more flatulence, more heartburn, all these conditions because we're getting more blood flow to the external centers and not our stomach. So we're not getting proper nourishment as a result, and we're getting higher rates of high blood pressure, right? And higher rates of heart disease as a result. Higher rates of obesity because more glucose is spiking, and that glucose, if it's not being used for fuel, it's going to get stored as fat, triglycerides, more fat storage, therefore more obesity, but also higher rates of hypoglycemia and diabetes, metabolic conditions that can cause great damage to the whole body in the long term and contribute to degenerative diseases like cancer. All because of stress, or at least all because of a perceived stress. So the bottom line I want to get across here with the short-term stress response is it's important to consider, what are you responding to? Is it an authentic reaction? If it is, if you can really utilize all these benefits of the stress response and not have consequences that are going to cause damage to your body and your thought patterns, then you need to utilize that energy. But if you can't, you need to shift your perspective, your paradigm. Take a deep breath, relax, let it go, let it pass, and move forward with your life so that you don't have all of these nasty byproducts as a result.